Oh, hi there. Hi guys. So what a day. Be working on my yard all day, and finally about hour ago, finally get the chance to go ride. This is the first time in the year this year that I got back to ride the motorcycle. Kind of cruise around for an hour. Yeah, feels good. Feels good. Uh, just want to come out live, talk to you guys. How you guys been doing? Uh, so motorcycle riding is like a ghost rider. I just want to talk about, the danger of riding. Uh, Personally, for me, I haven't got any, got to any situation that is, I crash a motorcycle or anything. Let me see. Better yet, yes, I did. I crashed a motorcycle a long time ago. That was that was a long time ago. That was 1997. 1997. Yes. 1997 when I first got into motorcycle. So I bought this well, excuse me. Shady Cell, hi. Yeah, hi to you. And Phoenix, say hi, yes. What's your dream car? You know what? My dream car would be uh let me see. I think my dream car would be a Camaro Z28, the SS version. I had those before. I had an 86 Camaro Z28. That shit, it was fast. Everything was chrome, nice engine. Uh, I had it when I was single, was young. But after I got married, had kids, that thing was so uh, unreliable. So since then, I never had any sporty cars. But for now, if I do get back into it, it would be like one of those Chevy pickup trucks, one of those Chevy SSR, the convertible one, the V8 Chevy pickup truck, one of those. They don't make anymore. They only make in 2002, 2004, five, whatever that those 3 4 years, and then yes, I don't. I will eventually get one, maybe by next year. If I do have it, I will, you know, drive it and show you guys. Okay, but that could be one of my dream car for now. I just think of this long truck and kind of like remind, kind of gave me back to the 80s when I had a lowrider. In 1986, 87, 88, those years, I was living in Cali, California, and I had a 1986 super nice lowrider, Nissan Datsun. Uh, it was so low. It has this huge boom box in the back, and I got a bed in the trunk in the bed, and usually pick up girls, and then you get booty calls, and then you do it in the back of the truck. I drove to Minnesota when I moved to Minnesota, and when I got to Minnesota, I was living there, and I had an accident. I kind of like rear-ended somebody, and yeah, it was not total, but the insurance paid for everything, so I decided not to have it repaired. And that was something, low riders. So I kind of miss my younger years, what like a pickup truck. So that's for now. My dream vehicle would be a 2004. Would be like bumblebee color, or like just totally yellow color. As you guys know, I'm more like bumblebee, uh, one of those hornets colors, uh, yellow. Like my motorcycle, you guys probably seen it before, right? I just got back from riding, and I put it in the garage. I had the motorcycle in the garage, so it has these hornet colors, yellow hornet, uh, black stripe, yellow. That's my color. So yeah, if I do buy another, like a little pickup truck. Not little, it's a V8, but it would be a Chevy SSR, and it had this long bed, so it'd be something like a pickup truck version of convertible plus. Okay, but anyway, hi Maria 77. So I'm going to talk about the dangers of motorcycle. So like I said, in 1997 I bought, that was my second motorcycle. When I first got my license, I had a 1984 Honda Magna, and I drove that thing for like a year. Then I moved to a Cross Rocket, a 600 YZF, Yamaha YZF, 1985, and no, 1985, 1995. Sorry, guys, I got the years wrong. So it was a 1994 Magna, and then I had a 1995 YZF. And in 97, I drove through a four-way stop, and a vehicle that was going this direction across didn't make a stop sign, and on the stop side didn't make a stop, so I ran right into it. Then I dropped my motorcycle down. It cracked the signal light, the scratch on the side. It wasn't a major damage. I just make a quick complete stop, and I draw the motorcycle to the side, kind of like turn left, dropped, because the car just ran across me. So that was the only accident I had, you guys, on motorcycles. Being that I didn't ride that much, you never know. If I ride a lot, it could be different. But the danger of motorcycle. So I had a cousin that he died like 2 years ago. He was young. He was just like 35, and he had a cruiser, a Harley Davidson, I think, and he was behind a minivan driving like uh, I think the highway was just like 50 miles per hour. Anyway, he got he rear-ended a van. Okay, so what happened was the van was on the right lane and he was on the left, and he didn't realize or he didn't expect that the van would pull into his lane. So it's doing 50 miles per hour. Suddenly, this Dodge minivan just moving left, right in front of him, and then he could have stopped. So he ran right to the back of the van. He had a helmet on. Okay, so he had a helmet on. There's a full helmet, and when his motorcycle impact with the back of the van, he he came off the bike and moved, dived forward and he hit the back of the van, and then he was tossed to the side and rolled so many times on the side of the highway and broke his neck, and his helmet cracked right through here on the shield, and punctured his eyes. It was bleeding in there, broke his neck, and he died on the side of the road. So yeah, he was young. Uh, that very moment, he just died instantly. I think uh, that was a cousin of mine. He was young, 35 years old, and yeah, I do have like a friend that he's paralyzed now, paralyzed. So what happened was he went riding on this country road, and it has like cliff down there, like big drops. It's like a country road by the lake, by the river. It has like drops, and 30 feet down. So what happened? He slipped on the gravel that was on the road, and he went off the road, and he went down. And by the time he got down there with his bike, he broke his waist. Then people saw him, went down there, so they called the police, the ambulance. They came over there and got him out later on with helicopters. He got punctured lungs, punctured everything, cracked scars. Uh, most of his body they healed, but then he got a broken waist, so and then he became paralyzed after that. It's a sad thing, right? Riding motorcycle is very dangerous. You're just like a ghost rider. People just don't see you. So usually when I'm behind somebody, I usually stay on the side, not behind the vehicle. On the left side, I usually stay on the left side in the middle of the lane so they can see me, but I didn't want to follow them too close. And then, another thing is because look at my face. Because I'm Asian, right? Asian, uh, I had to put helmets on, okay, so they don't recognize my face. In America, yeah, you're Asian and you ride motorcycle on the road. That's why you don't see so many Asian riding on the road. If you do, I mean, like some, a lot of people here, they just don't like Asian people. And even though you just ride on the road, they just pretend they don't see you, and they just ran you over or knock you over. So yeah, be an Asian person riding motorcycles, you are actually a ghost, and they don't see you. Okay, that's why, you know, I don't I don't ride that much anymore. I'm getting old, and I had this motorcycle for almost 10 years. It just once a while I go ride when there's no traffic, kind of late or early in the morning, or on maybe Sunday or Monday or Saturday or Sunday I go ride. And I usually head to the country roads and cruise around, enjoy the nature, the countryside, and things like that. And I, my bike, it's 1100 cc, so it's kind of hard to ride it around in the city. So it's a cruiser. So, and it's best to take the highway and then hit the countryside and then hit the country roads, and enjoy the time. But yeah, and I don't know, you guys. I don't know if you guys riding motorcycles, but it is very dangerous, guys. So just thought you know, uh, come here and tell you what I did today. Uh, I did have a co-worker. This is what he told me on his motorcycle experience. Said he said that his uncle, and that this is like happened in the 1980s. He had an old Indian, okay, and it's a heavy one of those old heavy Indians. He lived in Seattle, Washington. Or was it Spokane, Washington State? And he was heading down this country road, right? And there's some gravel on the road. And he went off from there and hit to the side of the road, and then somehow the bike knocked him over, and he became unconscious. And then the muffler, his leg was pinned down under the bike. The muffler was pinned down his leg, and when he wake up from the unconscious, when he wake up, he realized that the muffler already cooked his leg all the way to his bone. One of his leg that was pinned down, the muffler was so hot, it cooked down his whole, the meat part, the meating part, all the way to the bone. See, somebody's riding at night, enjoying the night riding. Heard the bike? Here comes another one. There you go. Yeah, so he woke up, his leg was half cooked, and all the way to his bone, and he blacked out again. This is what he told me. That guy told me that. And then he was lucky that some people drove by, saw him, saw he lying down there, saw he was lying down the side of the road with the bikes on his legs, so they called the ambulance, called 911. They came and picked him up. So his uncle had to go through a surgery where they had to take chunks of meat from like all the areas of his body and patch up to the where his leg got burned, and then surgery had a surgery down to get his leg back to where it is. So he was missing some chunks of meat from his body, and scars his body like that. But you guys know riding motorcycle is very dangerous. Okay, very very dangerous, especially with Asian like me. Okay, and they don't like you, so they just knock you off the road or ran you over. I didn't see it. He's just a ghost, you know. So anyway, I don't know. I got old now. I'm tired riding motorcycle. It's hard for my back. Maybe one of these days I might just sell my motorcycle and retired from riding motorcycle. You know, I was in Thailand one time, right? I went vacation in Thailand, in northern Thailand, and I was driving. I was riding with some, friend out there on a night, at night on the vehicle, on the car, in the vehicles. And you guys know that in Thailand there's a lot of little was it moped motorcycles, not motorcycle but mopeds, a lot of them on the road. So one time we're driving out this road at night, and there's a lot of traffic, and there's an intersection going like this, and there's a guy with a nice beautiful young Thai girls in the back. She had skirts on and she had shoes on. She was behind him, holding him the waist. He's riding, and then there was another motorcycle going this way, and then there's coming like going like this. Some reason the other motorcycle came on his lane. They go head on, and you know what happened? Head on. I saw the young lady behind the motorcycle, flip 3 times up in the air and drop to the ground. And she broke her waist right away, and she didn't move. And the guy, the boyfriend, whatever that is in front of him, his head went on at the other vehicle, the other motorcycle, and crashed his head right there, and you can see his whole hair was cracked like a watermelon. That was the most dangerous thing I saw in my life, motorcycles. And sometimes, I ride on the road, it keeps coming back to my mind, so it made me, nervous. You know what I mean? And I am motorcycle. I ride a lot when I was young, so I saw a lot of things. But these are the things I saw that very scary. Okay, and in '92 when I first moved to Minnesota, there was a tunnel called the Lowry Tunnel. It's like a Highway 94 goes through Minneapolis, and there's a tunnel about 200 feet. The all vehicle has to go through that Lowry Tunnel to go to the other side. And it was morning. It was morning, and I was driving through there, and then a motorcyclist. He got into the other end of the tunnel. It was kind of raining, and the road was wet, and he slipped. He slipped on the other side, this side of the tunnel, and then his motorcycle rolled, and he rolled with it, and he ended on the other side, and he totally broke his back, and he was like one of those super flexible gymnasts. You know how they can do like a back flip, and they can reach, their head could come back under their legs to the other side, but he was more than that. He totally broke his waist. He died instantly right there on the Lowry Tunnel. That was my first experience seeing a motorcycle got hurt and died. So you guys know that when I see all of this, I still go ride motorcycles, and it's always in my mind so that I can be careful, not following too close, not driving too fast on a curved road, not going to roads that has a lot of gravels, because those things can really get you off the road and something happen, okay? So anyway, That's all I had to say today about motorcycle. Hey, if you guys ride, be careful out there. I have seen things that you guys haven't seen, and I have experienced situation that is so dangerous. And if you don't have to ride, if you have a children and you have a wife, then you might better off not riding motorcycles if you don't want to die. You know, back when I was young, single, I ride a lot. I ride a lot. And then when I got married, had children, I kind of got rid of all my motorcycles. And then when my kids grew up again, I went back and got motorcycle. But then I don't ride that much either. When you get older, you're slower, and your mind is not physically fast. That's what I meant. Physically fast. Things slows you down. So yes, hopefully you go ride and nothing happens to you guys. And that's all I always wish. And people, please, be fair and see motorcycle. They want to ride on the road, just enjoy the rides too. So always keep your eyes on motorcycles. Okay, so yeah. Besides this, talking about ghosts, uh, you guys experience anything scary, ghostly, any events like that, guys? So since I'm here, I want to tell you guys a story. So in 2006, I was camping out in North Dakota. It's a place called the A Cabin. The A Cabin is like this, okay? And it's Devil's Lake. So in 2006, I was there with my kids and my wife. We were vacationing up there. We rented this cabin. I believe it was costing like $75 a night, and we were there for 3 nights. It was about 300 something. So at this cabin, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's like a remote area, and nobody lives there except farm fields. But this cabin was built on the cliff, about 20 feet down, 20 or 30 feet down, and was sitting on the cliff. The last time I was there was 2016, because I rented the cabin 3 times, 2006, 2010, and 2016. And in 2016, the lake was there was raining a lot, and the lake was high, so the wave of the lake, from the lake, the water keep bumping to the cliff, and then it washed away the ground, on the cliff. So it was like 15 feet apart when I went there in 2006, but in 2016 is like 10 feet or 6 feet closer to the cabin, because the ground is being washed away into the lake. So I asked the owner, are you going to move this cabin back, or you gotta let it wash to the lake, or what are you gonna do? And the owner was like, okay, so we probably had to move to Florida. So if we do that, we're not going to repair this cabin, but we'll have to torn down, because we don't want it to fall down into the lake. So it's a nice two-story cabin, you know. That used to be their house when they first moved to that uh, 300-400 acres of farm. And after they built like a farmhouse, and then they start renting out these cabins. So I happened to know this lady from St. Paul, Minnesota. So then I went there vacation, you know, on her cabin. But here's the spooky part, guys. So I was in the middle of farm field, but it's next to the Devil's Lake. It was on the cliff, and to get access to the lake, go fishing at night, you had to walk down the cliff to lower ground and then get into that was like I think it was like 300-400 feet walking distance from the cabin to the water. So I was there and I tried to go night fishing, okay? And I went to the water, the shore there, and I set my fishing poles there, and I forgot something in the cabin, and I had a lantern on my hand. So I came back to the cabin. I also had a flashlight, and when I came back from the cabin with my rifle, I got to my fishing poles, and I started getting goosebumps, right? And I saw something a distance away. There was like a dead tree, a big tree that was next to the shore, and it was sitting on top of the tree, something big like a human, and it's dark and it's hairy, right? And I thought I feel like it's something that unknown, something that is unknown to me. Not a person, not a human, but you know, when you sense something, it makes your hair spiky up, okay, spiky up, like something's wrong. So I like, who's there? No response. I said, who's there? No response, right? But it's sitting like this. So I aim my rifle over there, not at that, but to the ground. I was aiming not to that whatever object, but so I want to see if that thing moves. So I aimed my rifle on the ground. I took a shot, pam! And you guys know what happened? That thing jumped like a swimmer, pam! Like a swimmer. You know how like the Olympic they go swimming and they have to be on the already and then jump. Wow! So I heard that thing go pam! The water and swim across the lake, go to the other side. I took out my lantern and left my fishing poles there, ran back to the cabin, and I didn't go back. I didn't go back to that area. Next morning I went back. My fishing pole was still there. Nothing bite. The bait's still there. So I was night fishing with just night crawlers. Just hoping for catfish or whatever. But I didn't catch nothing, and whatever that thing is, or whatever that thing was, it swam across the big lake like a human. So what do you guys think that is? And that was the last night we spent on the cabin. And back in 2010 when we went back. 2016 we went back. We didn't try to go fishing at night because the last time I had an experience, you know, encounter. So I think that was like a Bigfoot, a Sasquatch, sitting there. And being that it's in the devil's lake, it could be the devil, you know. This story is real. It's not fake, guys. It's real. And I had experience, encounter or something strange like that. Okay. So I'm gonna leave you guys at this point. Uh, I just came back from motorcycle riding, so it's about 10 o'clock right now, and I'm gonna head inside. And I just thought I'd have you guys get a little chat, you know, about my riding experience, so that whenever you guys ride, be careful, okay? Be careful. All right, guys. Good night to you all, and see you next time.